Folks in the room, cold as the tomb. Ghosts whispered secrets of doom. Eyes wide open, felt the gloom. In that house, shadows consume. Hello everyone. This is a little bit of a special tonight, and I'm going to see who shows up here shortly. If anybody is on here watching, this was not scheduled, but this is a little bit of a special that we're doing tonight, and we're just going to hang out here for a little while and see who shows up. I got something I want to discuss with everyone that does show up, by the way. Let me get my comments up here just in case I don't want to miss anybody that should come on. I hope everyone's having a good evening out there. It's kind of chilly where I'm at. You can call me Dr. Dennis Carroll. I am the Midnight Hunter, or you can call me the Paranormal Ranger. Okay, I've got my Ranger hat on tonight, but we'll see who kind of shows up tonight and who doesn't. But this is just a little bit of a special. I just wanted to get with some of you guys, if any of you out there are interested. We're drinking a little coffee tonight, trying to stay warm. We're in the middle of a polar vortex out there tonight. I don't think it's got out of the 30s all day. So it's been downright chilly. We've got snow around the area. So things are getting downright interesting. Absolutely. But I had something. There's Bigfoot Dwarf. Hello, sir. Good to see you, brother. I was beginning to wonder if somebody was going to show up here. Salute to you, sir. And you and I, we have a date with Destiny Friday night. Definitely, sir. We're gonna have a show then. Definitely on some interesting stuff going on the West Coast, right? So it'll be good to hang out with you for a while. But I was just going to share a little something with everybody that shows up tonight. I had a very interesting afternoon here. I've had something kind of strange happen, and I wanted to kind of share it with some of you guys and see what you think about it. But I'll wait a few more minutes to see who shows up there. But there's And I've noticed this throughout my whole career. Many years I've been looking into the paranormal and supernatural and all that different kind of stuff. There is an area that we sometimes run into in between those areas, in between the paranormal and the normal. I call it the gray area. That's the only name I've ever given it. It's a gray area. The gray. That's what I call it, the gray. And that means it could be either paranormal or it could be something else. So we really can't determine what it is. And what happened with me today? Hello, Roger. Good to have you here, bud. What happened to me today is definitely in the gray. Okay. I can't say for sure that it's paranormal, and I can't say for sure it's not. But it's very strange. And what I'm gonna talk about, and I won't hold you up long. It's just a few minutes. I want to come on and share this with a few people. Good to have you here, Roger. Hope you're doing okay, bud. And yeah, what happened with me today was kind of very strange. It's in the gray. I'm not gonna say it's paranormal, and I'm not gonna say it's not paranormal. It's in that gray. And it was very strange though. And I won't. I'll wait for a few more people to show up before I get into it. But it's very weird thing that happened. And but when you talk about the gray, it means it could possibly be paranormal or it could be something else. There's really what I call is kind of undetermined. It's kind of you can't determine exactly if it's truly paranormal or if it's truly not when it's in the gray. You know. And that's an interesting thing we will run into. I know Bigfoot Dwarf as a Bigfoot hunter. You run into some things like that sometimes. You may see a track and you say, well, what is that? I don't recognize it, but it's not Bigfoot. Well, what is that? Could it be something? Could it be that, they left a different kind of track? Or you never know. You got that gray area that you run into a lot. And that's when things get kind of freaky. You don't know which way to decide, which way to go with it. I always like to, as a paranormal investigator my whole life, whatever I was looking for, whether it be cryptid, ghost research, whatever it was, I've talked about this before. I always have a set of scales in my mind, and I put my evidence on the scales. And if it weighs, whichever way it weighs is what I call a preponderance of the evidence. As being a former law enforcement, that's what we had to go by, a preponderance of the evidence. It's just like if, it's like Bigfoot Dwarf were driving down the street. I can't just stop him in his car for no reason. Under the Constitution, I can't do that. I've got to have a reason, a preponderance of evidence to suspect he's either breaking the law or whatever the situation is. I can't just go up and stop you on the street. And now, if you've got a tail light out, then I'm justified in stopping you for a certain reason. And if I find out you're breaking the law when I got you stopped, like you maybe have an open container in your car or whatever the situation, then the law can take over with that. And that's the interesting thing about it. So you always got to work with a preponderance of the evidence. Which way is it going? Does it warrant investigation? Or does it not? Just like if you come upon a track of Bigfoot or Dogman track or whatever, is that what you're looking at or is it something else? You got to determine what it is you're dealing with. Investigators know what I'm talking about here. And that's the thing about happened with me today. I've got to, I tried to determine exactly what the situation is, what the preponderance of the evidence shows. And if there's no preponderance of the evidence, then that's when you're in the gray. You're in the gray area, in between. You don't know which way to go with that, and that happens a lot. That happens not just in investigative field, but it happens in a lot of things, like if you were checking somebody's ID and they say that they look like they were a different age than what you thought, that's a gray area there. You run into these gray areas a lot. So you have to, kind of try to wing it when you do. Hello, Area 51, get down here. I never drink and drive. I drink before I drive. Well, it's easier to drink before you drive and not doing it while you drive because the bottle gets in the way, man. But anyway, that's the way things work, That's just the way they go. But and that's what kind of happened to me today. I'm gonna relate it here in a few minutes. We'll give it a few more minutes here and see who else shows up here. But I was gonna tell you about what happened with me today. That's what I'm here for. This is a special. I just wanted to get on here and share it with you, some of you, and that's a good name for him, Bigfoot. Juanito. Juanito, also known as Area 51. Juanito. Anyway, that's what happens sometimes. You run into that situation. And that's what happened with me today. And it's very strange, though, because I have had some history with this. Okay. Now, I've related that before, whether you remember it or not. It's been a while back. I have had several death threats against me. There have been several times when I've had some pretty, hello, honest content. I've had some pretty heavy duty witchcraft done against me. Okay. Curses, death curses, and stuff like that. And that's why I'm wondering about what happened with me today. If this is another incident of that nature or what, but it's very strange, very strange. But I was going to tell everybody, that's watching, if something strange happens to me, if I mysteriously disappear or I'm found dead under mysterious circumstances, you guys might want to look into it a little bit deeper, okay? Because something is probably going on with that, definitely. It might warrant some investigation if you're up to it. Hopefully. That doesn't happen, but you never know. It's a crazy world we live in now. And I mean, really crazy. More crazier than it has ever been before. You guys know that. And it's getting crazier all the time. Absolutely. And I'm not even talking about political, but I mentioned something the other night, just when I'm thinking about that. You'll come and find me. Thank you, Area 51. I appreciate that. I was talking about this the other night. We are even being spiritually attacked through politics now. Have you thought about that? Political, spiritual attack. Think about that. That's weird. That's wild. But it is a fact. It's real. I'm not making it up. It's the real deal, Strange. Very strange. But there's a lot of weird stuff going on in this world. I'll tell you what. Very strange stuff. And I'm just gonna hang out with you guys here for a little while, and I'll let you mosey on down the line here. But I'll just, I wanted to share some of this with you and see what you guys think about it. See what your opinion is on it, So this is going to be show and tell here, okay? But this day has been kind of an unusual day in some ways. It seems like it's just gone by extremely fast. And I did not sleep late, okay? I've been up since dawn. But this day has seemed to be, I don't know, some days do that. They just go extremely fast for some reason. I don't know. But I was remembering finishing breakfast and this morning, and I looked, and it was like, it was like lunchtime, already. a call coming in here, but I'm not going to take it. Anyway, turned around and it was lunchtime, you know. I mean, that's weird. You say, God bless you to anyone most you don't hear because everyone throws the fit. Oh, yeah. Hello, Alan. And Cosmic Joe, hello. But yeah, you got to be very careful what you say nowadays. I've got to the point, even in grocery stores or in restaurants and everything. I used to say thank you, ma'am, or thank you, sir. I now just say thank you because you never know. You do not know what you're running into in this situation and what some people will take offense at, you know? That's the kind of crazy world we're living in now. Victoria, hello, Victoria. Scared silly. All right, how you doing? Good to have you here. But we're in Mercury retrograde, huh? Okay, I'll take your word for it. It wouldn't surprise me a bit. But yeah, I mean, you have to be very careful how you deal with people nowadays. The some of the weirdest things you wouldn't think would be offensive to you, some people definitely are. I don't know. I'm not that way myself personally. Something like that happens to me, I just laugh it off. I mean, I don't get all tore out of shape over it. But some people do, unfortunately. Some people, unfortunately, nowadays are walking around with their feelings on their sleeve, as we used to say in the South. They got their feelings. They get their feelings bruised very quickly that way, for some reason. But that's life nowadays. That's the way it goes. But anyway, since we got enough people in here, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what happened with me today, and the reason why I'm doing a special here, and why I come on here to talk with everyone. Like I said, it's been kind of a strange day, but in the past, over the years, I have gotten a good many death threats. Okay, I've had people that hello Kim, that would like to scrub me out. Okay, put it that way. Um, I've had several death curses put on me. And yeah, homeless people can be very downright evil, definitely. Even from Southern Oregon, and all right. So anyway, I've had some death curses put on me, and that's why this was kind of a strange incident today. Just before sundown, I walked outside to check things around. It was just been like I said, I think I had one. I think I went out to check the mail. Yeah, that day, and I came back in, and I went back outside, just looking around a little bit. And this item was lying on the sidewalk or the walkway in front of my house. I don't know if you can make that out, but this is a black rose. It is an artificial black rose. It's not a real black rose, but it's an artificial black rose. And it was lying not too far from my front door. This is an evil looking thing, folks. I want to tell you, it is evil looking. Why would anybody want to give you a black rose? That is a definite sign of death, is it not? People have purple fentanyl. My gosh. I thought an alien had walked in the room. Well, I don't know whether it's a hoax. There's been nobody around. There's no, I mean, my mail delivery, they do it out of the box. They don't come on the porch. There's been nobody around all day. Where did this come from? That's very interesting. Something or someone had to leave it out there very close to my front door. Yeah, it is creepy. It is. It's kind of weird. And I have had death curses put on me in the past. I had a knife out there that I found. I had someone mark my door with a pentagram. I've had several death curses over the years. And I just wonder, if this is a little subtle sign that somebody would like for this to be at my funeral or what. But whether it's a hoax or not, I mean, I thought it was very strange. That's why I wanted to share with you guys. Why of all things a black rose? That's kind of strange. Now, the only other and reason why I say this is not, I can't say for sure this is a paranormal thing, okay? But believe me, before I brought this in the house, I anointed this thing and prayed over it, okay? Before I brought it in the house, definitely. I was not going to do that without doing it, definitely safeguard myself on that. But I actually did that before I picked it up. It's a good idea not to handle stuff until you do the right thing with it. I have cameras and I have checked them, and there shows no one walking up to me. And that's the weird thing. How did it get there? Now that I'm getting to another part of my theory here, okay? I do have a ring on my phone. Nothing showed up on me, okay? I've got several security cameras in place all around my property because I've had to do that over the years because I have had some really weird stuff go on in the past. So anyway, let me get a little more coffee there. Anyway, witches have cursed me many times. I'm involved with the wicked and claim to love me but was evil. Oh yeah, that can happen. But here's the other explanation that this could possibly be. You got to look at all angles, okay? That's what investigation is all about. So it's another thing. It's been very windy today. It's been very windy. Still is. The wind's still blowing out there. There's a possibility this might be somebody's Halloween decoration. That's a possibility too. That just blowed in here. You know what I mean? It could have just blowed over. And I have a fence now, but it could have blown over the fence. That's not that far fetched. That's a possibility. But it's just a weird coincidence if that's what happened. Why black rose? That's kind of weird. But I have been cursed many times by witches too, Gosman Joe. I know how it feels. Believe me, I've had several death curses on you. But you don't have to worry about that stuff if you're covered with the blood of Jesus, okay? That's no problem with that. You can go ahead and eat your Doritos and not worry about him. Yeah, that's good coffee. Anyway, that's really weird, though. There's just a possibility it could be somebody's Halloween decoration. And he just blowed over in my yard or something. I don't know. That's really weird. I don't live in a very rural place. So there are houses around me. So that's a possibility. That something like that could have blown down the street or blowed off, And you know how people are, though, when they decorate. It takes them forever to undecorate. You ever notice that? They're real eager to go out and decorate for Christmas and stuff like that, but not that eager to undecorate when it comes time to do that. But anyway, that's very strange. Very strange. And I just wanted to share that with you guys because I thought it was weird and kind of strange, but I can't say for sure it's 100% paranormal. Like I say, it's a gray area. Hopefully there's my black panties somewhere out there. Well, they'll probably end up in my yard too, big dwarf. I wouldn't have that, but some ladies I might have to have a drawing for those panties if they show up. The ladies might want to draw for that. I might have a drawing. But anyway, have a lottery on that. Who gets the panties, man? Anyway, it's like cooking and then dreading the washing of the dishes. Yeah, that's about it. Harm. Well, that's good, Joe. Absolutely. You got to have, don't go out without Jesus. Don't go anywhere without Jesus, okay? That's the number one thing to remember, and you don't have to worry about it. But that's just weird, I just thought I would come on here and share this with you guys. I didn't have a show for tonight. We're not doing Monday night shows anymore. But now Bigfoot Dwarf and I will be back Friday night for show. We're scheduled to do some wild stuff Friday night with my good buddy Bigfoot Dwarf there, and or BD as I like to call it, and we're gonna be doing that Friday on the Paranormal Point of View. But that's just weird. I just wanted to share that with everybody that might be out there watching or whatever. But yeah, it doesn't make you feel good to find a black rose at your door. That's not a good feeling, okay? But there it is. It doesn't spook me that bad. I mean, I can laugh at it, but it's kind of weird. Oh, yeah, you get the coin? All right, the Armor of God coin, Kim. Good. Glad you got that. I always carry mine with me. They're blessed, so carry them with you wherever you go. Okay, and I keep mine in my pocket. I got it in my pocket right now, as a matter of fact. And I got a new name now. You can call me the Paranormal Ranger. Okay, Ranger Dennis, the Paranormal Ranger, also known as the Midnight Hunter. That's why I got that name too. Oh, sounds like I may have. I have a StreamYard thing coming up. Huh? I guess I'll have to get off of here then. I guess I have a show to do with somebody else here at 7:00 p.m. Huh? But anyway, I just wanted to share that with everyone, and I got to get on out of here then, I guess. And take care of yourselves and watch out for black roses, okay? And we'll get back together Wednesday night, 8:00 p.m. Don't forget that, 8:00 p.m. Wednesday night for Hunting the Shadows. And be careful out there, and don't forget those roses have thorns, whatever color they may be. And we will get back together then, my friends. Until then, take care of yourselves, and I will see you, Lord willing, the creeks don't rise Wednesday night. So be careful out there, and take care, everyone. Adios.
I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hand grains of the golden sand. How few, yet how they creep through my fingers to the deep. While I weep, oh God, can I not grasp them with a tighter clasp? Oh God, can I not save one from the pitiless wave? Is all that we see or sing but a dream within a dream? You can support Hunting the Shadows at our Patreon, patreon.com, Hunting the Shadows Podcast. Also, our memberships are open on the Hunting the Shadows YouTube podcast channel. Please also support our Facebook groups, the American Institute for Paranormal Research, Southeastern Cryptid Investigations, Legend Trackers Society, Highway to High Strangeness, Monstrum Venators R.S., Agency of the Arcane, and Hunting the Shadows Agency. You can contact Dennis Carroll at DennisWCarroll.com.